New at 6, the Iowa Board of Medicine is clarifying the rules over Iowa's blocked 6-week abortion ban.
The Iowa Supreme Court is expected to rule on the law in June. KCCI's Kayla James shows us the doctors that will have to follow the rules if the law takes effect. Kayla?
Well, yeah, Ben, Stacy, the new rules clarify what women who experience rape or incest will face when seeking an abortion, but they do not specifically say what will happen to physicians who don't follow the rules.
If the ruling goes our way, that means we're able to move it much quicker through the process, knowing these rules are already in place.
Pulse Life Advocates Executive Director Maggie DeWitty says she and others have waited anxiously for these rules by the board.
We wanted to protect human life, and this will be a step forward in that direction.
The guidelines are for physicians who perform abortions. There are exceptions: incest, rape, a fetal abnormality impacting life, and if a mother's life is in danger. Under the new guidelines, healthcare providers would still have to gather information about those instances, but requirements for that collection aren't as strict as what providers expected. One thing physicians note the revised guidelines don't do is specify how at risk a patient must be for them to step in.
Living in a world where we have to wait for somebody's health to critically worsen, where their life might be at risk, that will certainly lead to worse health for Iowa's mothers.
Dr. Emily Bavers is an obstetrician and gynecologist working in rural Iowa who says the law itself still infringes on the rights of pregnant women. She says because the law already passed, the board was limited in how they could adapt the rules.
We don't query patients about details of crimes or dates that things happened if it's not medically pertinent. The role of a physician is to understand the medical needs of our patients.
One concern both DeWitty and Dr. Bavers did share is how little detail there is when it comes to repercussions if physicians don't comply with the law. The guidelines saying failure to follow the law, quote, may constitute grounds for discipline.
Right now, it's pretty vague as to what kind of discipline, if any, the doctors would receive if they don't follow the law.
And if you act in good faith, will you be penalized and lose your license? Will they determine that you made a critical error in believing a patient that maybe you shouldn't have?
The guidelines will now head to the Administrative Rules Committee for approval. Right now, abortion in Iowa remains legal up to 20 weeks of pregnancy. Stacy?
Kayla, thank you.